You already know you're in a little hell. You know perfectly well it's going to get worse. Which is more frightening, action or inaction?
Positive emotion is mostly generated by evidence that you're moving towards something that you value. It's not generated so much by accomplishing something. Because when you accomplish something, you're just left with the problem of whatever you're going to do next. So you graduate from university, it's like, you know, hooray! One day you're at the peak of your undergraduate university career, the next day you're unemployed and looking for a bad job at Starbucks. So, you know, well, you see what I mean. It's, you know, it's that, you know, one problem that you solve is replaced by another problem. And so the idea that you're going to be happy when you solve all your problems is like, good luck with that theory. But, you know, if you're aiming at something worthwhile and you really believe it's worthwhile and you've thought it through, you know, so that you're not weak, you've got your damn arguments mustered, then when you make progress, even a little bit, you think, hey, that's all right. And you get a little kick, you get a little dopamine kick. And that's what you want, because that's where your positive emotion comes from. You can use cocaine if you want, but, but you know, that tends to have relatively detrimental medium to long-term consequences. But it activates the same system. So you have to be aiming at something, and you should be aiming at something that's realistic, that you want, that you could get. You know, like not easily, because if it's easy, in some sense you've already got it. It's got to push you, and that's part of the pleasure actually, because there's two things that you want to do when you're pursuing something that's important, and one of them is to get the thing that's important, but the other is to make yourself better at pursuing things, right? So you can get both of those at the same time. You're aiming at something and you're increasing your competence. It's like, that's a good deal. That's a good deal.
If you want to know something about yourself, sit on your bed one night and say to yourself, you got to mean this, like you got to be desperate. This is no game, this. It's like, my life is not everything I want it to be, and perhaps it's not everything that I need it to be. And by need, I mean, my life is so unbearable that the suffering that's attendant upon that is make me nihilistic, cynical, bitter, resentful, homicidal, genocidal, unable to have a good relationship, prone to punish people for their virtues because of my jealousy, driving the proclivity to see evil everywhere except within my own heart. Like, these are problems, man. And you ask yourself, you sit on the bed and say, okay, man, I'm ready to learn something. Like, what's one thing I'm doing wrong, that I know I'm doing wrong, that I could fix, that I would fix? It's like, you meditate on that, you'll get an answer. And it won't be one you want, but it'll be the necessary one.